Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. I am a love coach specifically for women who have been through infidelity. You have been cheated on, but you want to stay. For some reason, you have decided that this is the person that you really still want to stake your future on. And regardless of how wrong they are, you still love them, you still want to work it out, but you don't know how to do that. And I am here to teach you because I went through that. I was cheated on, and we are almost 18 years past it at this point, but I learned so many things about it. And I wanted to teach as many women as I possibly could about how to actually pull this off, how to forgive, how to reconcile, how to actually heal and get to a different place than you are right now. Because right now sucks, right? It is not fun. It's not where you want to be. You want to be happy and safe and in love again. And I am here to teach you exactly the path to get there. All right. So, first and foremost, if you have never seen me before, talked to me before, I have a guide everywhere. It's called How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity. It gives you the 6 steps of the dreams formula, which is how I did it, how I healed, what I had to do, the steps that I had to take. So that is in my Love After Cheating Facebook group. If you are in that Love After Cheating group, please go ahead and click that link and you can get it. Or it is in my link in bio in the Instagram. So either way, you have an option for picking that up absolutely free. It will walk you through the steps that you need to take that are going to get you out of the deep dark woods and back home where you belong, in your castle as the queen. All right. So if you haven't gotten that yet, I definitely want you to get it because it comes with a whole course about exactly what each step means and what you'll be doing to accomplish each step. And so you have a roadmap. You have the actual roadmap of how to heal and reconcile right in front of you. You don't have to worry yourself to death about trying to figure out how to do it anymore. It comes with a free a whole free lesson about how to follow the path. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me make sure I can see everything. Fabulous. So we are here because I need to let you know that what you have suffered is a trauma. All right. You have dealt with this trauma and you are in need of healing of this trauma. But you got to understand what's happening with the trauma first, right? That's the thing. If we know what's going on, then maybe we can do something about it. So we have to go through the steps to start to unfuck our brains after this trauma. All right, we have to go through the steps of undoing the fear responses that come automatically because we were traumatized. We have to deal with the thoughts and the triggers. We have to deal with all that stuff. So what we need to do first and foremost is to learn how to deep breathe. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you have not, don't worry about it. Start now. All right. If you haven't been doing it, just start right now. It will start to affect you. It will start to give you help this week if you start right now. If you just don't do it, then it's not going to help you at all. But if you do it, it's going to help you. It is going to start to regulate your feelings, your body, since you were traumatized. When we're talking about trauma, we are not talking about, oh, this is all in your head, some imagination crap. Okay. This is an actual thing that happens inside your physical body when you've been traumatized. There are physical reactions that happen. And the very first of those is it changes the way you breathe. When you are freaked out, when you are in fight or flight mode, you are sipping the air. You're never fully exhaling that breath back out. It's changing the rhythm and the oxygen mixture that you're getting. Okay, it is changing all of that. That is physical. That is happening to your body. So when we do our deep breathing, we're doing the exact opposite of that breathing. We are slowly, deeply inhaling, filling up our lungs with fresh oxygen. We are pausing for a moment to give our bodies a little bit of time to use that oxygen. And then we are blowing that breath out, getting rid of excess carbon dioxide, allowing our bodies to recognize that we are safe. We don't need to be freaked out right now. We don't need to fight. We don't need to run. We're okay. So we've got to practice that breathing. We've got to practice that to teach our brains and our bodies that we are actually safe and nothing bad is happening to us right this minute. All right. So we do 4-7-8 breathing. Now you can do whatever breathing you like as long as you are doing it 5 times a day. Okay. Set an alarm in your phone right now. I know you got it in your hand. Go ahead and set an alarm for 5 separate times during the day where you think you might be ready to go ahead and sit down and do your deep breathing. But whenever that alarm goes off, do it anyway. I don't care what you're in the middle of. It'll take less than a minute anyway. Just take the time. Make up your mind that you are going to do this self-care for yourself. And it does not matter what is going on in that 1 minute. You are going to take that 1 minute just for you. Those decisions, those many things that you can do every day to choose you, to choose your own self-care, to choose your own healing, those are the things that are going to get you to healing faster after this infidelity. You have got to take care of yourself. You've got to take care of your needs and wants before any of that healing is going to take. Okay? So we're going to do our deep breathing. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. Now what that is we blow out, trying to deflate our lungs, trying to get some space up in there. Then we are going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to hold that breath for a count of 7 so our bodies can use the oxygen. And then we're going to blow out for a count of 8, fully exhaling, getting ready for the next breath. Okay. We are going to repeat that 3 times together, but like I said, 5 times a day for you at home every other day. Okay. And when we do this, try to push your shoulders down and back. Try to unclench your jaw. You will discover places in your body that are just tight when you're doing this deep breathing. As you're doing it, let them go. Okay. All right. So first things first, we're going to blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel when you are doing your deep breathing? Put it in the comments. Let me know if there is a physical change. There should be. It is physically taking over control of your own body and telling it what to do. It should make you feel a little bit different physically. Could be your brain gets a little clearer, could be you get a little sleepy, could be you get a little wired. It does not matter, but it should be affecting this body, and you can see that it affects this body. And so you falling into that habit on a regular basis is going to make those changes stick. It's going to make it so that you can relax. It's going to make it so that you can bring those shoulders down. It's going to make it so that you can unclench. Okay, so be paying attention to that and be doing your deep breathing 5 times a day. It is also on my YouTube channel. Go on over there. It says Start Here and Breathe is what the name of the video is. So all you need to do is go on over there and I will walk you through it. The deep breathing starts about halfway through that video. Okay. All right. Second thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, the practices that you need to perform to get your body and brain under control after the trauma of infidelity is that I need you to journal. I need you to sit down with your journal and write down your feelings. I need you to think about how you're feeling. I need you to think about the things that you are fearful of, the things that you are worried about. I want you to write them down. Okay. First thing is that tells your brain that you think that these freaky thoughts are important. It does not matter if you even come back to this journal, okay? But you've got them written down, so your brain says, "Oh, they're written down. They're in the special book. They're in the pretty book with the sky on it. She's definitely got that written down. She knows where that is. She's got access to this information." And your brain will stop repeating it over and over again. Okay. We have got to do something to help with the thoughts, and your journaling is the thing. Okay. So when you are doing your journaling, a few things I need you to remember. I need you to do your date, your time, your level of anxiety. Your date and your time are just to tell you when things happen. I do want you to start off just doing about 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. Still, date and time those things. You will discover things that tend to happen in the morning, and you will discover things that tend to happen in the evening if you are writing them down. But then, if there are other times during the day, try to limit it to only 5 minute sessions of actual writing, because if every time you open up this book you end up with a hand cramp because you wrote for an hour and a half, you're not going to want to use the book. Okay. So try to keep it to 5 minutes. Try to be clear and concise about what is happening, what you are thinking, what you are feeling, what was so strong that you felt the need to journal about it. You will be able to, in those little 5 minute increments, find patterns. The patterns are the triggers. That's what they are. You will have them. They'll be written down. You'll be able to open a book and know exactly what your trigger is going to be that day. All right. So writing that down with your date and your time is going to help you discover where the triggers lie. And then the third thing that you need every time you are journaling is a level of anxiety. Level of anxiety shows you that these feelings can be managed. They cannot get so big that they eat you. They cannot be so big that they crush you. But they can be a manageable thing that you can wrap your mind around if you apply the numbers 0 to 10. Now, 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. Everything is great. All is right with the world. Write that down. You want to know those things. You want to know that you are having a good day, because your brain will try and tell you that all your days are bad when you're traumatized. Remember all those negative thoughts that are going around in there, pinging around? Yeah, your brain is always trying to tell you that things are horrible all the time after trauma. So if you've got things written down where you had a good day, you were having an excellent morning, your anxiety didn't get past a 2 all day, you were feeling good, you need to know that. You need to have it written down so that you have evidence to use against your brain when it starts lying to you about how you actually feel. Okay? Then there's a 10. A 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. That is a loss of control. I don't have control over myself anymore. I am probably fighting. I am throwing things. I am screaming at the top of my lungs. I have lost my voice, but I'm still trying to scream. That is a 10. I do not have control even to save myself from harm. You're ruining your voice, but you cannot control yourself enough to save yourself from harm in that moment. That is a loss of control. That is a 10. If you're at a 10, you are not sitting down at your journal. Don't write down 10 in the moment in your journal. It's a lie. Okay. You can write it down later once it is past to what you've gotten down to a 9, you've got control over your body again. Sure, you can write it down there. You can say, I was at a 10. I'm about a 9 now. I'm going to journal and try and bring it down a little bit more because this is what happened. You can do that, but don't just write down 10 in the moment. I'm a 10 right now, and I'm sitting at my journal controlling myself writing. No, that's not right. All right. You gotta just make sure that we know how big these feelings can get. They cannot swallow us. They are not going to kill us. They are just feelings, and we got a pretty good measuring system about how big they can get, and it's not that big. Okay. All right. So we're doing our journaling twice a day. First thing in the morning, right before you go to bed. It'll give your mind a break first thing in the morning. Anything that might trigger you, you have a plan for it. All sorts of good things can come from journaling in the morning. And in the evening, when you are trying to wind down and go to sleep, if you have trouble sleeping, if you've been having bad dreams about the infidelity, journal before you go to sleep. If you're having problems with a particular thing, you don't know what the answer is, write it down in your journal and tell your brain, hey, look, I got to go to sleep, lights out. But while I'm sleeping, unconscious, you work on this. Hey, this is your assignment. You let me know what you came up with in the morning. Give your brain stuff to do, because right now it is an employee and it is doing its job. Okay, its job is to make you feel the fight or flight, to make you feel anxious about things, because that thing could hurt you. We know for sure that it did hurt you the last time. We got to try and avoid it this next time. But the thing is, we cannot live our lives like that. We cannot live our lives constantly worried about what may happen, what bad things could be coming around the corner. You will not enjoy your life that way. You'll always be thinking about the horrible thing that could come and destroy all your joy. So we cannot let our brains run our lives like that. That's what keeps people stuck and suffering for a very long time after infidelity, is believing every stray negative thought that comes to mind. And it's just the trauma talking. It's just the trauma, the damage that the trauma did, telling you that everything is horrible and you need to watch out. And we don't want to live like that. That is unnecessary. Nobody said we had to live like that all the time. This is an automatic thing, and your brain is an employee. It is doing its job. You need to give it a different job. You need to tell it that, hey, look, I understand that you want me to be safe, but I am safe. I am conscious. I am in control. I know that I am all right now. You go off and do other things that I need you to do. And your brain will be like, okay, all right, I got you. Thanks, boss. And we'll go on off and do what you tell it to do. But you got to be consistent. You got to be clear. You got to give it the assignment. Okay. Third thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together is I need you to develop an attitude of gratitude. Okay. I understand that it feels like everything is terrible right now, but like I told you, that is a trauma response. It's your body and your brain trying to make you convinced that everything is bad and you should just hide away. You shouldn't be out here in the world. You shouldn't give love any chances. You should feel hopeless. You should just go in a hole and hide yourself away from every old body because they could hurt you. And you don't want to live a life like that. All right. So the opposite of all that is to develop an attitude of gratitude, to constantly be looking for things that will make you feel like, I'm so grateful that exists. I am so glad that that is a thing in my world. I am so happy that that is a thing. Thank goodness that exists. All right. If you can do that, you are telling your brain that not everything is awful. All right. That's always super important. But you are also training it what you want it to do. You are telling your brain, hey, look, I don't want you to keep on thinking about the negative stuff. That's not helping me right now. That's not helping me get out of the hole that I'm in at the moment. So what I need you to do is focus on things that I love, things that are wonderful, that are in front of me right this minute, that I can focus my attention on instead of the pain and the grief and the loss and the anger that I could be feeling. Give me those things. And it will consistently start to do that. If you insist every morning on waking up and thinking of 5 things that you are grateful for every morning, your brain throughout the day will toss you things like, oh, this could go on the list tomorrow. This color could go on the list. And the fact that we saw this rainbow could go on the list. And the fact that the line in the grocery store was absolutely nobody. We can find those things, and your brain will help you find those things if you give it the assignment. All right. So That's why I always do Thirsty Thursday. I always want people to have a chance to say things that they're grateful for, that they're happy about, that they're excited about, that are wonderful going on in their lives. So if you have anything right now that you are grateful for, that you're like, yes, I'm glad that's in my life right now, go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll shout you out, okay? I'm so grateful for every little thing. If you are practicing it, you can really become grateful for almost any little thing. And so like I've been grateful for this office today, like having some space to put up all my clothes and set up all my equipment and having this space where I don't have to move everything and take it all down and put it back up because I'm gonna lose stuff. I was very grateful for that today as I was cleaning up my office. I was like, oh, I have a whole office. It's so nice. I got my stuff set up. I got my printer and my computers and my lights. I got all that stuff. And I don't have to worry about moving it because it was what I needed and my husband made sure that I had it. All right. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that a lovely thing? Any little thing can become something that you are grateful for. Even the bad things. Try and find things that you're grateful for and things that are bad. And it's a good exercise for your brain. If you can find some reason that a bad thing actually is something that you should be grateful for, woo, it's mind blowing. All right. It will shake you. They're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about it like that before. And then your brain will recognize that you want to think about things like that in this way over and over and over again. It felt good. It was a new connection made in your brain. So it's going to be excited about that. All right. And the last thing that I'm always gonna tell you every time, in the first half, every time we get together, I'm gonna always remind you that I need you to stop asking all those questions. Yes, yes, I know. Full disclosure, I got you. I understand that people feel like they have to have every single solitary bit of information to be able to know what they are healing from, to know what they are forgiving about. And that I get it, I understand it. When I was going through it, I got that. It made sense to me, and I tried. I tried to get all the disclosure. I tried to get all the information. I tried to do that, and it did me absolutely no good. And I keep running into women who keep telling me that finding out the answer to all their questions did them no good. All right. I know it has been told to us that we have to know all of that information, but you know enough information to know that it was horrible and also to know that you want to heal and you want to reconcile. You got enough information. You have clearly made a decision, even though you knew exactly what happened. They did cheat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're just looking at the details of the cheating as something else extra you have to get over. And I don't think we should think about it like that. I think that in general, they cheated. All right. That is the thing. Those details are just your brain's way of trying to collect information on a threat. That's what it's doing. When it wants to know all of those little details, it's not to help you heal. It's not to help you reconcile. It's not to help you forgive. Even though your brain will tell you that that's what it is, it's lying. It is not that. It wants to collect as much information as possible about a threat and then use that information as ammunition later on in case you so happen to get too close to this threat again. We're going to make sure that you feel it and they feel it with all these details that you have being pelted at you and at them. Okay? That is what your brain is doing, collecting all that information. It's not trying to help you. Even if it tells you that, it is not trying to help you, not trying to help you heal and reconcile. It's not trying to help you stay. It's trying to help you run away. It is trying to help you consider this person a threat and to feel like I need to get away from them. I need to fight them off. I need to get away right now. That's what it's going for. Okay. It wants you to hide. It wants you to run. It does not want you to be in the vicinity of something that it considers a threat. By deciding that you're not going to keep on asking these questions. You are telling your brain, I do not consider this person a threat anymore. This is my beloved. This is the person for me. This is the person I love. I am not going to continue to interrogate them like they're the suspect and I'm the victim. We are not going to have a healthy, happy relationship like that. So, no more questions. I will not ask any more details. I do not need to know positions and times and dates and, oh, what were you doing then and what were you doing there, and connecting it to our lives and what was going on between. Look, seriously, you don't need all of that. You got enough to heal from. Okay? You got enough. You got plenty. Just knowing the details that you know right this minute, you got plenty to heal from. There is no need for you to add extra things for you to have to individually heal from. Let it all be a collective. If you want to believe the worst possible case scenario, feel free. Go ahead and do that. Tell your brain, okay, yeah, every awful thing that you were saying he did, he did. He did it. Yes, he did. I'm not going to change my mind because of that. I have already decided that all the awful is true. All of the awful, all of the terrible thoughts that I have, they're all true. But I've also made this decision that I want to stay and I want to work it out. So I'm just forgiving for all of that. I'm forgiving for my imagination, and I'm forgiving for the reality of the situation. That is as simple as it can get, and it will save you so much time in your healing, so much time and so much suffering, instead of finding out all of these answers that are just going to hurt you more and give you more to heal from. You can just go ahead and make up your mind that the worst is true and then decide, I'm healing from here. That's where I'm healing from. I'm healing from the absolute worst. All right. Does that make sense? A whole lot simpler. A whole lot simpler. There is no need to go through every single solitary detail with him. Whatever crazy thing your brain comes up with that it thinks that he did it. He did it. Okay. He did it. We're not asking any more of those questions. We are not going to do it. Now, all of that being said, I still understand that this is a trauma response and that your brain is freaking itching to ask a question. Okay. So instead of asking the horrible questions and the details that you really don't want to know and you shouldn't have to heal from, try this. Okay. This is the and THEAND by the good people at the Skin Deep. And this is on Amazon. You can get this. There are other decks like this one. This is the long-term couples edition. Doesn't matter, but I got the healing edition for us to talk about. You can ask these questions. You can ask these questions pretty safely. All right. There are some in here that may trigger some things about the infidelity, but there's a lot of questions in here that are just about reconnecting, not specifically about, oh, he cheated on me. Okay. So a lot of these questions will be about reconnecting without that attached to it. And so you can, work around it. You can use it as reconnection about the cheating, but it's just base level understanding one another, opening up to one another, developing trust with one another. All right. So I'll give you a few of these. First one says, if you could give me only one piece of advice, what would it be and why? Ooh, you know what? I'm going to keep this aside because I got something to talk to you about. I got one piece of advice for you for tonight. All right. So if you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be and why? I'm going to tell you what my one piece of advice is in just a second, okay? Now, second one is, what's one thing you think I really want to do with you? Wouldn't that be nice? Isn't that a nice thing to talk about? Wouldn't that make you feel a little connected if he said something? You're like, oh, yeah, I would like to do that with you. That would give you a little delight instead of a little dread, right? Let's go for the delight wherever we possibly can instead of the dread, okay? What's one thing you think I really want to do with you? Okay. And last one. Describe a turning point in our relationship. Why was it important to you? Hey, it could be about the cheating, but he could say something completely different. He could say something that doesn't have anything to do with the cheating or the turning point for him that maybe you don't even know about. So, isn't that a better question than the questions that you've been wanting to ask? The questions about all the wheres and whys and hows. You don't need those answers. You don't need them. I know people will tell you that you do, but you do not. I have found that it just gives you extra stuff to try and heal from instead of being able to heal faster, better. Okay? All right. So, speaking of the advice that I would give you, all right, let me tell you something. This is a thing that I have been encountering with women as I am coaching people who do my text support, who text with me on a regular basis, people in my After Infidelity Mastermind, the women who are doing my group coaching. When I have one-on-one coaching clients, every single time we always have to come back to the reality argument. Okay? The reality argument is this is how it is. This is how it is right now. I am miserable and I am suffering right now. And he is a jerk face and he is not giving me what I need right now. And I don't know all the answers right now. And there is pain here and there is suffering and there is all this anger here. All right. And that is the reality of the situation right this minute. I can't trust him right now. I cannot even visualize what could be a good outcome for us right now. Okay. And, people get very, very stuck about reality. All right. And I always try and explain to them that the reality that you are experiencing right this minute was created long ago. Okay. The pain and the suffering that you are in right now, the circumstances that made that did not happen now. They happened back then. Those things are behind you. You are in the now right now. You are in the suffering right now. But okay, there is a past, there is a present, there is also a future. And what I want women to understand is to be able to get to a better future, get from this reality to the reality that is to come, that hasn't unfolded yet. You need to start doing things now, in the present. What happened to lead you to this reality is long, long gone. It is gone. It is in your past. It is not even affecting you right this second. All of what has happened is affecting you right this second. So, what we need to do is get out of now. We need to get out of reality. And we need to get ourselves a step or two or 10 into the future. We need to look for what we want life to be, what we want reality to be, and start heading in that direction instead of staying right here replaying what didn't work, what caused us pain, what caused us to be suffering. We have got to fight through the suffering and look for another path. All right. And that is what happens when we are dealing with the triggers that happen, right? Right now, the trigger is overwhelming. Right now, I cannot stand the sound of his phone going off. It reminds me of how many women he had, how many escorts he had contacting him. I am reminded of his ex that was contacting him. I cannot stand for that phone to go off. All right. It could be I can't stand for him to take his phone into the shower with him. All right. I am a big time take my phone in the shower type of girl. Okay. I'm playing music. I've got my candles going. I make a vibe. All right. But I can't trust him to go into the bathroom with his phone. What if he is contacting some other woman on there? I don't know what he's doing. He might be causing more problems for our relationship. All right. There's so many things in a day that you could be triggered by. There are so many, and it gets overwhelming. Triggers are damage that has been done to your brain from this trauma. That's what they are. They are things that you can see, hear, smell, touch, feel, smell. I think I got them all. All of your senses, those things inform you of a trigger. All right. You can see things, you can hear things, you can feel things, you can smell things that remind you of the pain that you suffered. Okay. When we're trying to deal with those triggers, we got to deal with that sensory part, our mind and body connection. We got to deal with the emotional part. We got to deal with the thoughts. We got to deal with all of that stuff to be able to get to a place where we can actually heal. All right. And I don't know if you've heard the delusional girl or the lucky girl trend. It's like believing the best, believing that all the good things in the world could possibly happen to you. When you're stuck in the reality, you're not thinking about all the good that could happen to you. You're not pointing yourself in that direction. You are just staying stuck in the negativity. Even that lucky girl thing, even that delusional girl thing, it's not actually a delusion. A delusion is, okay, you believe in something that is not true, but we can change all the time. Our circumstances change, our brains change, our bodies change all the time. So we could be in a different place than this reality. We could be. That absolutely is possible. That's not delusional. People will tell you that it's delusional to believe that a cheater would stop cheating. That is not delusional. I know for sure that that happens all the time. I coach hundreds of women where that has not happened anymore. I am one of those women that it didn't happen anymore. Once a cheater, it once a cheater. It was eventually not a cheater anymore. All right. That is absolutely possible. That's not delusional either. That is not a fixed false belief that is just always going to be true. I mean, not always not going to be true. That's just not how that works. So it's not really being delusional. It is just pointing your direction towards what you want your future to be. Neuroplasticity, if you will. Your brain can change. You can change from being suffering, being miserable. You can change from that. You can change from being somebody who gets triggered to somebody who is unbothered. You can do that. So that's not delusional. You just have to believe that there is something beyond reality right now and expect that you can head in that future direction. All right. Does that make sense? I say all that to let you know that as you are dealing with these triggers, I know that it is difficult and I want to do something to help you. I want to do something to take you from this reality a couple of steps into the future. Couple of steps from where you are right now to try and shake off a little bit of the misery and get to a better place. And since I want to do that, I am announcing the Tricky Triggers Challenge for 2025. Now, this is coming up. September 22nd is when we start, Monday, and it's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to see each other in the daytime, and it's going to be all week long. You and I are going to talk about the triggers, where they come from, what's going on in your body and brain when it's happening, why it's so uncomfortable, why it makes you feel miserable, why it's so distracting, and then what you can do to get past them. Every day, there is a thing, there is a challenge, there is something specific to these triggers that you can do to start to alleviate their effect on your life. I dealt with so many triggers after my husband cheated so many times. Okay. They were left and right. He couldn't give me flowers because that was, oh, you must be talking to some new girl because all of a sudden you're buying me flowers. Oh, he couldn't even give me a kiss because, oh, you only start kissing me when you're all into somebody else. Everything triggered me. All right. I am here to tell you now that every one of those triggers is gone. It's not there anymore. Your triggers are only there to show you where you haven't healed yet. When you pay attention to them and you heal them, they don't come back. They're not consistently there giving you trouble when you actually work on them, actually heal them. The spaces in my head where there were triggers, I recognize them. I recognize if he's sitting on the edge of the bed and he's not facing me, but he's sitting there on his phone and he giggles. I recognize that that used to be a trigger. That used to be, oh, he is talking to another woman, and look at him. She got him smiling, and what is wrong with him? I'm sitting right here. Yeah, used to be a trigger. Used to be. It's not there anymore. That doesn't happen. He can be sitting there playing on his phone and I think nothing of it. It's like, oh, okay, he's on his phone. All right. I can play on my phone then. All right. That is what happens. The triggers can go away. And with the help of the Tricky Triggers Challenge, you are going to discover exactly how the triggers work and what you can do to combat them. So, in the comments right now, I am going to put the challenge link up. Go ahead and click on that link. All I really need is your name and your email address, but there is a question about the triggers and how they're affecting you right now. That is optional, but I would love to hear it. I would love for you to put it in and tell me how these triggers are affecting you right now on this. It's just a type form sheet. Why you're going ahead and putting in your email and your first name. Tell me about your triggers and we will address it. I want this challenge to be custom made for you. I want you to recognize exactly what's going on within yourself and be able to have a plan through the week to be able to battle that trigger and to beat it, to make sure that it doesn't keep affecting your life forever and ever and ever, to make it finally go away. I have the skills. I just need to know what things are triggering you. I can come up with so many different ways for you to beat back that trigger. Okay? So I am dying to get you in for the Tricky Trigger Challenge. If you're on my email list, you'll be getting an email with this link in it also. And if you're not on my email list, why are you not on my email list? Why are you not letting me email you, girl? We can talk on email too. I got all sorts of ways for you to talk to me. If you are interested in getting on my email list, you can send me a little email with your name and the email that you want to use to info@lovecoachdasha.com. Go ahead and send it over there. And then I got you. I will put you on my list and I will start sending you weekly things to learn about healing after infidelity, to give you encouragement, to show you that there is a path out of the woods. I got you. Okay. So just send me your name and email to info@lovecoachdasha.com. All right. Dasha, just like Tasha. Everybody always has a hard time with that. Just like Tasha, but with a D. Okay? All right. Got all that. I wanted to make sure I told you about it because, we get stuck in that whole reality thing. And okay, if your reality is you are feeling self-doubt and insecurity, right? Does that mean you'll have to feel like that forever? Couldn't we go to secure and confident? Couldn't that happen? It's not even delusional to think that you could reach that. That is a state of being that is absolutely possible to attain. Why is it delusional to think that you can get there? Why is that? Like, if you were emotionally numb and you're complacent right now and the trauma has got you just in freeze state and you are just stuck, there is another place to be other than that. You don't have to be stuck forever. You can start to get some forward motion. You can start to move in a better way to make you feel like you are having a better time. You don't have to be stuck numb. That's not necessary. Nobody is asking you to do that. Nobody is asking you to stay stuck in fear of being betrayed. All right? Why can't you have happy and comfortable and trusting? Why do you need to stay stuck in betrayal just because it's right now? No, you don't need to stay stuck in it just because it's right now. Just because that is the reality you are currently experiencing does not mean it is going to be your reality forever. I feel like we've got to make a big difference about that. We've got to understand that that is what is happening. We are constantly making choices about what our life is actually going to be like. And if you make the choice to stay stuck where you are right now, you're never going to stop the triggers. Because right now, right here, it's triggers. That's what's happening right here, right now. You are triggered. You are stressed. You are angry. But there is a future out there for you where you are not being triggered anymore. I am living it. I am living it. I need you to understand that it's real. That just because that's not where you are right now doesn't mean that you can't get there. I was where you are. I was hopeless. I was triggered. I was having a hard time figuring out how to love again, how to forgive. I was there. And I made it out of there to a completely different future. Completely different. So I'm speaking to you from the future. I'm speaking to you from healed of triggers. I am speaking to you from completely bonded and devoted from broken trust. All right. I am speaking to you from peace when I remember the pain. I know how the pain feels, but I'm speaking to you from peace. I'm speaking to you from forgiveness instead of fear. All right. I'm speaking to you from intimacy instead of isolation. All right. I'm speaking to you from clarity, from chaos. I'm speaking to you from a completely different future than what you are experiencing right now in your struggle to heal and reconcile after infidelity. I am telling you right now, join me on September 22nd, 2025. It is the Tricky Triggers Challenge. It is going to be held inside my Love After Cheating Facebook group or my Love After Cheating Facebook challenge group. It is just the place where I do all my challenges. You'll have everything that is in there will be part of the challenge. Everything that gets put up on the wall, if you participate in that, you get entries into the prize drawing. And I have prizes. I love a prize, so I love to give out a prize. All right, we're gonna have prizes for the Tricky Triggers Challenge. You're not just going to get past the triggers. Okay, that's not all we're gonna do. You're also gonna get prizes. All right. So I want you to join me for that. Click the link below in the comments. Fill out your name, your email, what triggers are really bothering you right now and how you're dealing with them. And then on the very last page, it says go to group. Click on that. It will take you directly to the Love After Cheating group where this challenge will be held. Okay? All righty, y'all. I think that's about it. Well, my notes. All right. The last thing, the last of the practices. Remember the things that I was telling you about earlier, the things that you can start doing right now to start to undo some of the damage that has been done to your brain and your body from this trauma. We are told to do our deep breathing, do our journaling, practice an attitude of gratitude, and to stop asking him all those questions about the affair. The last of those practices that I tell you about every time we get together is also to change how your brain is functioning in this time period. And your brain is telling you that everything is terrible, everything is awful, including you. All right. It will pick on you, it will tell you awful things about yourself that don't even necessarily have to be true, but it feels true in the moment when your brain is shouting them at you. So instead of listening to our brains run off at the mouth and tell us something horrible about ourselves, we have got to decide to say our affirmations. We have got to say our affirmations, those good things about ourselves, to let us know that we are not terrible. We are just a regular human being going through an extraordinarily difficult time. And we deserve compassion. We deserve understanding. And we deserve love and care. And that is giving yourself the love and care that you need as you are trying to heal from this. Telling yourself those good things about yourself so that they can be absorbed back into you and that your brain can understand them instead of telling you how horrible everything is, including you. Okay? So today's affirmation, and you can get affirmations from any old where. Message me if you need affirmations. I have a system in place right this second. You can get 90 days of affirmations, but I got this from Five Below. All right, $5 for an entire deck of cards about affirmation. So you don't even need me. You can go on Chat GPT if you would really like to, but mine are specifically to the issue of healing after infidelity. So they are specialized for that for 90 days. So message me. We'll talk about it. Okay. But today's affirmation is today I trust myself. Today I know that I will make the right decisions to maintain a happy and healthy life. Isn't that what we were talking about? Isn't that what we were talking about? We need to make the decision. We are not going to live in just the reality of right now. There is so much more that comes after this moment. There's so much more life. We are almost 18 years. It's almost getting on 20 years past where we were really struggling with this, where I was wondering if we could even make it. Like there is so much more life after you've healed. Okay. I want you to heal now so you can enjoy all the rest that you get because there's so much more to come than just this pain, just this suffering. All right. So click on the link. Make sure that you join me for the Tricky Triggers Challenge so you can start to overcome the triggers so you can start to get to a better, healthy, happy place. Trust yourself. Trust that you can do it and go ahead and click on the link. Okay. All right. I think that's about it. I think that's all I really got for you today. So, real quick, the practices: do your deep breathing, do your journaling, develop an attitude of gratitude, 5 things that you are grateful for every single day. Stop asking him questions. Let full disclosure go for right now. You've got enough to heal from. And do your affirmations. Tell your brain how wonderful you are so that it will pick up on that message and start repeating to you how wonderful you are. Okay? And more than anything, as you are trying to heal and reconcile after infidelity, do not do what the fear and the pain tell you to do. They are going to be very insistent. They are very loud. They have very distinct ideas about what you should be doing in the wake of this trauma happening to you. But it's all going to lead you further into the woods. Everything that the fear and the pain and the trauma wants you to believe and follow are going to lead you darker, deeper into the woods. You have got to do the exact opposite of whatever the fear and the pain are telling you to do every time. It will always be the healing path. It will always be the way out of the woods. I promise you. You will know that it's difficult. It will feel like, oh my God, I can't even do this. And the thing that the fear and the pain is screaming at you feels super easy, super natural. You can't listen to it. You've got to choose the hard path. You've got to make a decision. You've got to change what your brain and your body are doing after this trauma to erase the trauma. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right. Other than that, let me just tell you, I love you and I am so, so proud of you. You are working on this unconditional love thing, and we need more people in the world who are willing to do that, who are willing to forgive, who are willing to put themselves on the line for love. We need more people in the world like that, and I'm very proud of you for being one of them, okay? And I'm one of them too, so don't feel lonely, all right? All right, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I am Love Coach Dasha. I will be back next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another edition. In the meantime, mwah, I love you, and I will see you again next week. Bye.